we have a lost phone at the office, the MX Sports office. Don, I always mess up the name, Rodney. Help me out.
Boost plug.
I have to look at it, read the name, and then look away and say it, because if I look at it and try to spell it out, I butcher it. So, hey, Don, we've got your cell phone. Don't worry, buddy. It is in good hands there at the MX Sports office.
Also,
you can pick it up over there.
If you have an item that you have lost or something you're looking for, the MX Sports office trailer is our lost and found department. Please make sure you check out over there. Don't forget, you need Wi-Fi. Our good friends there at the Wi-Fi support are ready to serve you. What is that? Lightning internet connections. And it looks like Braxton Baldock, one of the riders we expect could be a contender, as 42 of them are contenders as far as I'm concerned when the gate drops on this one. But Baldock grabs the early lead on the 14 machine, and he is another one of those riders that's going to be a tough contender up front, but we know there's a host of other riders in this 65 7-9 limited class that are probably just as hungry as what Braxton is right now.
Braxton, rider out of Liberty, Kentucky, so just up north.
Yeah, he's
down here doing work.
Brought to you by 7 Apparel, Dunlop Tires, Roost, and of course our friends at Thrill Seekers on a gas machine. Still, again, man, these first laps are always some of the most interesting ones to watch. And as exciting as the front of the pack is, it's always neat to find that one rider that is buried back in the pack and it keeps making passes up through. And I've seen quite a bit of that going on right here in this 65cc class. You know, as you come into this luck of the gate pick, obviously luck of the draw. You got to draw your chip to get on the gate. And, you know, some folks really, you know, the position on the gate is critical to their survival as far as that goes. Our new leader coming around.
Sawyer Geik, I believe, on the, number 18, KTM out of Wyoming.
So as Jason Wygant pointed out in that first moto earlier today, you know, a lot of guys not getting the starts. It's going to be interesting to see some fast riders moving up through. Geik, Eden Steinbrecher, Alex Campigli, 1, 2, and 3 as we kick things off here now. Down in front of the billboard, making the hard left-hander. We're going 2 by 2. We got a battle for first and second, and a battle back there for the number 3 and 4 spots.
I think that is Braxton Baldock.
The 14 machine.
Is the number 14 there in 4th place scoring. I don't know what's going on there. You got zeros, but get that figured out.
Yeah, that is the 14.
Don't sweat it.
So Baldock dropping from 1st to 4th.
Yeah.
And again, like Megawatt says, you know, the whole shot doesn't necessarily solidify you the win. You know, the early lead doesn't necessarily solidify you the win. What counts the most is when the checkers fly. And right now, you know, Sawyer Geik had himself in a great position. A good start, got out front. We'll see if he's able to maintain that. There's your 4th place rider that we're talking about, Baldock, that got that whole shot. And he's working this track himself, looking for those lines. Joseph Akari back in the number 5 spot. Brody Bircher is 6th. Carter Gray 7th. Gavin McCoy in 8th. Kiki DePino is 9th. There's Jaden Smart back in the number 10 spot aboard the 42. Followed by Alan Scott, Chase Brennan, Chance Olberg, Ryder Lane, Gavin Welsian, and Austin Keller. I expect that we can see maybe a different face to the conclusion of lap number 2. As they're not done jockeying for position yet, I don't think.
Absolutely not, Rodney. There's a lot of jockeying yet to be done here in this 65 7-9. But right now, you take a look. Sawyer Geik out front with that 202.5 and a 203.5 for Steinbrecher. Already established almost a 1-second lead at the end of one. We talked about Campigli in that number 3 position. A little bit back with that 206.2, almost 3 seconds off the pace right now. So,
man, Campigli, though, right now, he has reeled in Steinbrecher, it looks like. Steinbrecher, a little
bobble right there in the sand.
So, and that tightened things back up even more. So, Campigli has gone from about a 3-second deficit to right on that rear fender. We're talking maybe a second. We'll see. And maybe tighter than that as they check in now. Geik is through, Steinbrecher through, and Campigli. Wow, .290. Steinbrecher's little bobble there took a couple of seconds away, and Campigli was right there to try and capitalize. As we're on the backside of the billboard, this one is not over yet.
And Rodney, that just gives a rider such new life. When you see that guy ahead of you, feet come off the pegs, or he loses the bar for a second, or he swaps, man, it gives you life. And look at this, going for the pass to the inside. Can he make it stick?
Man, beautiful setup there as they drag race down through the whole shot forest now. Momentum may be maybe not. I don't know. Man,
Getting
it looks
deep on that inside right there.
For a split second, it looks one way, and then for another split second, it looks the other way. But Steinbrecher still holding on to that number 2 spot as we head into the red zone now.
Sure looked like a pass till they hit that hole in the middle of that rut, huh?
Right, exactly. A little loose on the rear wheel there for Campili also there, so he's going to give a little bit of breathing room back to Steinbrecher.
Steinbrecher dog paddling again. Got down in that deep rut. Had both feet off the pegs trying to stabilize that thing. So, wow. Things really start to tighten. Now look at this. Back under attack. There comes Campili again.
Trying to work that outside line. Find a little speed right there.
Far reaches a storyland, man.
Wow. Look at the difference in the ground speed, but still the distance was the same. Campili carried so much speed, but the short track for Steinbrecher just was able to maintain the same gap. Wow, and Steinbrecher just sent it out over that double right there.
Feeling the heat. It's time to move.
Campili had a good line. He chose the right line coming in that and is not able to make up as much time as I thought he was going to. But if he'd been a little more aggressive coming into that, but I tell you, that section's getting tough to be aggressive in right now as that big sandy sweeper is becoming a big washboard out there, basically, especially for these little guys, man. Big moguls starting to develop out there.
That's exactly what it is, Rodney. I got to tell you, so impressed with Steinbrecher. Look at this. Here comes Campili to the outside of the Bermuda Triangle.
Bam.
There he goes.
Cuts to the inside, takes the line away. Pass is made. Campili into that number 2 position here at the end of lap number 3. Sawyer Geek comes through. He's got about 3-second lead, I believe, this time around. 4.5-second lead. So Campili moves himself into the number 2 position. Steinbrecher now rides in 3rd.
And do you think it's going to end there?
Absolutely not. I tell you, Steinbrecher right now, you can see it. He's already studying. He's already looking for a spot. He wants to answer, knows he has to gather it back up.
All right, I want you to take a look at that 4th place position. Remember, 2 laps ago at the end of 1, Jaden Smart was running in the number 10 spot. He's turning a 224, and that's, coming up deep through the pack. A lot of these riders out there turning into 230s. There's Aiden McKitty with a 225. He's worked up into 6th place right now. Kiki DePino is now 7th. Olberg in 8th. Brody Bircher in 9th. Austin Keller in 10th. But the 2 riders on the move right now, Jaden Smart, the 42 machine, in 4th. And also keeping an eye on the 94 of Aiden McKitty back there in the number 6 spot as we watch this war wage still for the number 2 spot between Steinbrecher and Campili now.
Yeah, McKitty, like you said, in that number 6 position on the number 94 Yamaha, he's making up some time for sure. The gap not that big, and just running about almost 2.5 seconds quicker than Vicari right ahead of him. And Rodney, I got to tell you, again, feet off the pegs by Steinbrecher right there. Deep down there, must be catching pegs, but he's using every line on this track.
Absolutely.
He's going inside, outside, doing whatever is necessary. And Steinbrecher far from done with this one. 11 minutes to go.
Got to remember, these are 65cc machines. A lot of these lines that have been carved in here before coming from 125s, 450s, 250s just ahead of them. So those 65s, whenever they go in, it's even deeper than it is for the big guys.
Yeah, 450 foot peg sits 3/4 way up the front wheel of a 65. Okay, so you talk about the ruts. That's exactly what we're starting. And again, we just see throwing the little bike off. You got a hook at the end of that rut. You got a good corner going, and all of a sudden, now you're sideways, foot off the peg, and going back to work one more time. The race number 5 on your docket right now. Race number 6 coming up. That's going to be your senior 40 plus.
Well, if you're watching timing and scoring from home right now, you might note that they've got Braxton Baldick actually in the number 1 spot, but I think with some adjustments.
That is not the case.
No,
right,
it's not.
correct.
Geik is still out front. Campili and Steinbrecher still battling. The rider that I'm trying to keep an eye on right now is, again, Jaden Smart, but the gap is just so insurmountable, I think, at this particular point. We're looking at a 26.5-second gap back to the 5th or 4th place position. So as great a push as he had, I think those front guys just got out too far. But, with this good finish and not knowing exactly where maybe James Smart got his actual gate pick, and maybe a good start in second moto might still put him in a good position for the national championship in the class. Just because, and we talk about it all the time, ride as hard as you can. Even though it's not a podium in Moto medals, sometimes you still can win a championship if things go your way and you ride hard enough.
Rodney, just like Weed said this morning, 1 point can make all the difference at the end of the week. And when we talk about the championships, when we talk about the situation we see in front of us right now, what you have to do is you have to ride that thing 100% all the way to the finish, just like you said, and act like the championship depends on it.
10:35 into this. We're past the halfway point now. 4 laps deep, working on lap number 5. And Sawyer Geek is still your leader out here. Campili and Steinbrecher as we check the action on the Racer TV monitors, welcoming once again the world here to our little valley. The home of the coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn's, and the world's greatest motocross vacation, but I'm sure there's not very many dads out there that's going to say this is much of a vacation this week.
The nerves, for sure, if nothing else.
There's a couple of moms that seem to be on vacation.
For sure. Yeah,
and several dads are too, but most of them aren't.
That's right.
Just having the opportunity to talk with a few folks that are experiencing their first Loretta Lynn's. One from West Indy. I don't know if you heard me talk about this. I think Bob Steele was his name. He said, I figured out where I'm going to be every year until I can't come anymore.
Good for him.
He says, I've always watched it on at my office, got the Bluetooth speaker on, got the computer on, and watching, and everybody's always wondering what's going on. He said, this year I'm going, and he said, next year I'm coming back again.
Oh, heck yeah. Love that.
Yeah, so, and talked to him, seen Mitch from Racer X Illustrated. His first trip down, your first trip down Mike Wayne's.
Yeah, feels good.
A new era, I guess you could say.
This is the first time I'm not sneaking in my office in Indianapolis at a newspaper I won't mention, watching the race, So it feels good. Feels good to be. I've had the invite a couple of times and just hadn't been able to make it work, but made it work this year. And, man, looking forward to – it's already been a blast, and I've only been here for, since Saturday. So it's going to be a good one.
And a lot's gone down since Saturday. Not necessarily on the track, but, man, there's been a lot going down, and this is what we were waiting for.
What happens at Loretta stays at Loretta.
What happens on the hill stays on the hill. Oh, shoot. Well, we've had a great time this week. Rodney, Mikey, we all got to do a little bench race. Talked about our upcoming plans for the week. And,
absolutely.
I got to tell you, looking forward to these championship medal rounds. When we start looking at these second and third motos, it's a whole different perspective than what we're seeing right here right now. You have to get that good finish in, man. You have to put yourself in good position. But when it's go time and when it's all on the line and desperation moves are made, it's a different game.
Campili doing a great job. He just bested Steinbrecher there by 4 seconds. They're in some deep traffic right now. We see an 8-second gap or 4-second gap between second and third. That 4-second gap between first and second now is being bridged as lap traffic has slowed the number 18 down. Sawyer Geik now feeling that pressure coming in from the 22 machine. As we hit the Bermuda Triangle, we are in the home stretch as far as this moto is concerned, and it is go time for both riders. Geik and Campili now through first and second. The gap, 0.746.
And how did that happen in a matter of a lap and a half? I didn't see where the speed was coming from, but like you said, lap traffic had to come into play, Rodney.
Did not relinquish his charge any whatsoever, and I think
Campili for the pass right there and shuts a door on him when he does it.
And right
there
back
comes Geek.
So this is going to be a seesaw battle, I'm sure. And here we come with more lap traffic. I think what happened, the 18 machine was just trying to maintain and protect his line, not realizing how fast Campili was closing up that gap.
Wow.
Now the sense of urgency is certainly in the air as the battle for first and second takes to the 10 Commandments.
Rodney, this is incredible. This looks like the Lawrence brothers on any given Saturday. The intensity level, the close race, and the pace that these guys are running. This is absolutely insane right now.
And hey, kudos to the 65cc guys out front, working their way around the lap traffic, not phased by it. Hey, that line you love might not be there. Adapt. Figure it out.
Exactly what they're doing. And look at this as they work their way out and back in near the red zone. Holy cow. I can't believe it, Rodney. Look at this. Knobby to knobby. They actually, I believe they touched tires there for just a second.
I tell you, the realization that these riders are... Whoa!
Let's go.
The realization that these riders are 7 to 9 years old and so competitive and aggressive out on this racetrack right here is mind-boggling, folks. I mean, wow.
Their confidence, their racecraft, and their willingness to hang it out and race bar to bar is incredible. Look at this. Here we go.
Guy gets back around, at least for the moment. I mean, they swapped the lead 2 or 3 times on this
lapper in between.
Good move. Good move.
Really just working it. Geik working it. Lap traffic is... now behind them, a couple ahead, but man, we are running and waning on the time here. How much time we got? We got the 2-lap board out right now, or is it coming out?
I believe it'll come out this time around, Rodney. So as we see Geek work his way around,
4 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to see the 2-lap board come out. Then we're going to see that white flag. I have to tell you, this one's absolutely incredible right now. When we talk about hanging it out, that's exactly what Geek and Compili are doing right now. Hanging it out, and a couple of these guys in the middle, some of these lappers might be in some trouble. There might be some rough waters. Oh my goodness!
Mercy sakes, those guys are rubbing elbows down in front of the billboard. 2-lap board is out as these riders are going fist to cuffs now into the whole shot forest.
Holy cow! Look at this, up and over the hill we go. Both riders go to the outside, want to use that smoother line right now, and it's all about Sawyer Geek out front, trying to hold off Compili on that number 22 machine. Lap rider's going to come into play. 2-lap card is out, so less than a lap and a half to go, Rodney.
Mercy, everyone on the edge of their seats right now. Can you imagine what moms and dads right now are doing? They're holding their breath right now. They're holding, and they're just hoping their kids aren't doing what they're doing. They're going to be probably more wore out than their own kids, oxygen depleted by the time this is all said and done. As you can only watch and wait to see what the outcome of this one is going to be. A little mistake taking place there.
Wow, that big, deep outside rut taking its toll. But look at this, able to close the gap right back up. These guys are still separated by less than a second. Going to see the white flag this time around, Rodney. What's going to happen when the number 22 and the number 18 bring it through one more time?
I tell you, I have to wonder, can Compili keep this pace and this momentum up? I mean, he has been pushing at this level for probably better part of 15 minutes, maybe the entire 17 and a half minutes since that gate has dropped, and he is not relinquished. And again, this comes down to the closing moments here of how hard you have worked and pushed yourself and where your peak moment is in your training regimen. And I know these kids are working so diligently to find that, even at this age level. It's amazing.
That's what's blowing me away. We're looking at 9-year-olds, Rodney.
Right.
Okay, that's what we're watching here. And again, this looks like a 250 Pro National. This looks like the Lawrence brothers out there battling. Joe Shimoda's in the game right now.
To the inside and around we go. The Bermuda Triangle and past the finish line. White flag is out. Still the 18 machine, at least for the moment, out front of Compili. .858 is what the clock
The gap doubled, and it's still under a second. All right, how does that happen? The gap doubled. We still don't have a 1 second distance between them.
Round behind the billboard they go, in front of the Yamaha mechanics area now and into the whole shot forest. Man, Compili just keeps closing in, and then all of a sudden Geek will pull away. I mean, it's like a seesaw battle going on right now. With lapped riders ahead of them, this could play favor or foe for one of these guys.
Man, the ability for these guys to change lines and adapt through these lapped riders, absolutely incredible, Rodney. When we take a look at the traffic, the closing speed is so fast by these guys, they have to make a split-second decision. I'm surprised. Whoa, we have not seen an incident yet with a lapper. These guys, unbelievable mental state as they work their way through the 10 Commandments right now.
Man, just not only mentally to be able to be riding at this capacity at this point in the race, but physically to be at this capacity. Very impressive from these two young, well, not just these two riders, but the entire field of riders, but these two are rising above the rest, at least here in Moto number 1.
Yeah, no question. They've separated themselves from the pack. Steinbrecher now 28 seconds back, 28.2 seconds back, Steinbrecher. And he's riding hard. He's still turning good laps as well.
Yeah.
He was down in that 220 range. Had a couple bad laps, and I'm sure that was due to some lap traffic as well. But look at this, nearly 30 seconds separating the top two from the rest of the pack. And lap coming to an end now, Rodney.
Well, checkers are going to fly on this one, and the Moto 1 win still up for grabs as we roll through these final and closing moments here in the 65cc 7-9 limited Moto number 1. This is race number 5. And this is tip of the iceberg as far as what we've got. It's the racing and the competition this week.
Here we go. One last run at it, Rodney. Going to go around the outside. Keep that momentum up. Can we gain any speed right now? Campiglia trying to make the move.
He's closing in. Let's see what happens. Trying to get he took the inside line. He's got a good drive coming out. It's a drag race to the checkers right now, but he's going to hang on to it. Sawyer Geek looks like he will make the checkers just barely. 2.232 on that last lap gap is what it's saying. But when you look at that visually, Megawatt, that was so much closer.
Absolutely. You know, a couple years ago, we had our first ever gap of .000 at the finish line, the first time in history. You look at a .232, these guys were tire to tire. I don't even know how there was enough time in the scoring to see a gap.
Wow. And then we're waiting now, like we said, some 30 seconds at least back to the number 3 position, where we expect the number 24 of Eden Steinbrecher to finish in the number 3 spot with Jaden. There he is, and Steinbrecher, and then Smart and Kiki DePino is what we were looking at heading into that final lap there. And also Joseph Bakari in 6th, Chance Olberg in 7th, Austin Keller in 8th, Aiden McKitty in 9th, and Carter Gray in 10th. That's what they look like. Cade Nightingale working his way up through the pack. That might be a name that you might want to remember for Moto 2 and Moto 3. He gets 11th in his first Moto, but I'm telling you folks, keep an eye out for him in Moto 2. A better start might yield some better results for him as Mikey Waynes is making his way down to the podium. We still haven't seen 4th place check in, at least on timing and scoring. That's the kind of lead.
How about it?
We had a 35-second gap between 2nd and 3rd, and then another 45 seconds back to the 4th place position.
Yeah, that tells you what to look for here in the upcoming 2nd and 3rd motos of our 65cc 7-9.
What level are Guy and Campiglia riding at right now?
450B.
Absolutely.
Okay, you ask what level these 7-9-year-olds, they're riding at 450B level.
That's
exactly what they're doing.
So Smart and DePino do get the number 4 and 5 spots. We're waiting on Mikey Waynes to get things sorted out down there, and we'll get an interview with our top 3 here.
Got a podium celebration underway. Geek's going to tell us exactly how that one played out, and I'm sure we're going to have a different story from Campiglia when he gets up on the podium as well.
Wow. So elapsed time in that moto. I'm not sure how long it took. It was right at the 20-minute mark. I mean, it's just over 20 minutes. Those kids, man, that's the one thing that you've got to be ready for. That's probably one of the biggest things that might. I mean, as much as the track conditions and how the track shakes up over the year or over the week and over the moto, I think just being prepared for 20 minutes is as big an issue as anything. It sounds like Mikey Wayne's ready to go down on our Monster Energy podium.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm down here with Sawyer Geek. Man, talk to us, brother. A P1 out there. Tell us about it.
I got off to a pretty good start, dude. I was just riding my moto. Alex came up. Gnarliest battle I've ever had. Such a good race. Alex was absolutely ripping.
Man, keep it up. Keep up the good work. Congratulations on going out there getting the P1 this morning. A well-earned one. A good battle for you. Who do you want to thank, dude?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. My mom, my dad, the whole KTM Orange Brigade crew, Fly Racing, DRS, OG Goggles, Alpine Star Boots, and just everybody who got me here and helped me get this win. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Thank you.
There you go. Make some noise for Sawyer Geek. Good work. All right, let's bring up our P2 finisher up here on the box. Get a word in with him as well. All right, Alex, throw that on, brother. A well-earned one, a well-fought battle. Alex Capigli, man, talk to us about the ride.
It was good. I made a couple mistakes. I got a not too good of a start.
And then sent it from there. But hey, good battle. You're ready to come out swinging in the rest of the week, right?
Yes.
All right, bro. That's what we like to hear. Who do you want to thank, man?
I like to thank my mom and dad, CP Racing, Fast House, Game Moto, Fast House, DRS, RJR, Dirt Bike Kids, and everyone else. Thank you.
There you go. Make some noise. Second place finisher, Alex Capigli. Good work. All right, we're going to bring up our third place finisher now, talk to him. Then we got a whole shot award to hand out to Braxton Baldock here in a second. All right, Aiden Steinbrecher, man, a P3 out here today. Boy, you guys setting the bar high for the rest of them today. Tell us about the ride.
Got up to a good start. Hit the 10 commandments every single lap clean. Third lap, I kind of made a mistake on the first one, and I just rode my race.
Rode your race. Love to hear that, man. Well, congratulations on the top three, getting that bronze, brother. Who would you like to thank?
I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. My mom, my dad, Fox, Dunlop, 100%, Pro Taper, Gas, Sandbox, Kyle Cheeseman, Tristan, and everybody else who supports me. Thank you.
There you go. Third place finisher, Aiden Steinbrecher. Good work, dude. All right, where's my whole shot award winner? Braxton Baldock. Come on up. Let's powwow, my guy. Grabbing that Stasic whole shot. I'm going to hand you this. You post for the photo, man. Do it for the gram. Snapchat or it didn't happen. There you go, Braxton. Hey, man, obviously fantastic start to the race. Pulling the whole shot. Tell us about the ride, man.
It wasn't the best. I got the whole shot, and I just tried to ride my own race from then.
It's a tough one, man. Well, hey, congratulations to you. Who do you want to thank?
Mom, Dad, 7, Roost, 60, Thrill Seekers, Duff, SSR, and everyone else. Thank you so much.
There you go. That is your whole shot award winner, Braxton Baldock. We'll throw it back up to